Hello. All right. So, nightly check-in. Oh, hello. Hello. Tonight is a rainy night here on my side. What we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna talk about? This is probably what you're wondering. Give some folks a little minute to come. Uh, yeah. To all right, people. We know it's Thursday. Good evening, friends. It's Thursday. TBT. Anybody got a throwback? Oh my goodness. I'm having a pop-up coming up here. Good evening. You guys are cracking me up. Don't chastise me for coming on here late, people. I see y'all. How's everybody? Good evening. Good evening, my usual crew. All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? Any rain where you are? Because it is pouring over here. It's gone crazy. But it kind of sits in a little, but it was just like windy and crazy and crazy. So, but it's all good. It's fun. Oh, it's raining in New Jersey. New Jersey in the house. All right. Looks like it's raining all over. I think they mentioned that there are some storms coming. Um, I hope it doesn't come our way. For lots of reasons. We hope so. All right. So tonight we won't prolong this, and I will not be on here very long. Tonight I am exhausted. And we're big on talking about self-care. I literally fell asleep earlier. I dozed off. Um, and so when I get off, I'm really going back to bed, like for real. So we know we talk a lot about self-care all the time. So tonight is one of the nights where I really gotta make sure I put that into practice. Okay. Hello. 100. Hi. I see you guys coming in. For some reason, I don't know, but we're all wired differently, right? And so for me, I always say, for some reason, I don't know, but my whole life, I pretty much have been like always advocating for myself in the sense of like, I'm really quick to tell people that I'm different, right? And then I would quickly throw in, I'm not better, I'm just different. So, not better than anybody else, but I am different. And so, like, I know myself, I know how I'm wired by now, right? I know what I can do, what I cannot do, what I want to do, what I don't want to do, what I can tolerate and not tolerate. And so, let's talk tonight about self advocacy. Ding, ding, ding. Let's talk about self advocacy. I'm loving this because when I start talking, the gems just drop. Let's talk about self advocacy. And so, what is self advocacy? It is exactly what it says, to advocate for oneself. That's what it means, to speak up on behalf of yourself. So you're pretty much your own lawyer, right? You're your own attorney. And we might think of this in very light manner, but I want to say that, yes, girl, self advocacy is really, really a big deal. A big deal because many times, I know, of course, you girls, hey, y'all know it. We're so good at what? Giving so much of ourselves, so much of our time, so much of our energy. Sometimes we don't know the heck when to say no, right? That, listen, we don't know when to say no. We don't know when to tell our own selves, just cut it out. And so most times, I know for some of you, and you're gonna agree with this, right? Most times we don't say no because we're afraid of what? Offending others, pissing others off, that part, right? Because folks are so touchy. You piss them off, they're going to undo everything they ever did for you. I'm just saying. Or they're going to try to make sure that you suffer a little bit, right? But we don't want to piss people off. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to create any form of tension. So instead of advocating for ourselves by simply saying no, we go along with it. And what usually happens? We suffer, right? I don't know about you, but when I make a decision that I'm not comfortable with, when I should have said no, I sort of lose sleep. Now, that's the one time I'm going to lose sleep. I'm going to tell you. Because you're going to say whatever, you're going to talk whatever, trash. I'm not going to lose any sleep. But when I don't say no to a thing, and so I would completely lose sleep because I would wrestle in my sleep thinking about it, how silly I sound. I mean, I just talked about this today with someone, right? I said, oh my gosh, like XYZ was being discussed around the table. And I remember saying F, like legit F, like I spelled it out. And I'm like, what the F are we going to do about this that we're talking about, back and forth, right? I mean, it was a professional meeting. And so, everybody was cursing. And so I was like, okay, I was quiet the whole time. And then I bust out, what the F are we going to do about it? And I'm telling you, I was talking to an individual about that today. And I said, remember when I said that? She was laughing. She said, okay, what's the big deal? I said, no. I said, do you know I literally lost sleep when I said that? And so she was kind of lost with like, okay, why are you losing sleep for saying what the F are we going to do about this problem that we keep presenting? And then I broke it down for her. I said, it's not really the F, it's that I just felt like I misrepresented myself. And I felt like I was trying to fit in by saying it because everybody around the table was saying. And so at that moment of having that discussion with her, really transparent, really honest, because I like to be honest first with myself, right? I love to be honest with myself. So we're not going to come up in here. Exactly. Advocacy is hard. We're not going to come up in here and act like we never drop a couple of F-bombs, please. Like, whatever, right? The point of the matter is, it's not what you really say. It's you being able to take that initiative, have that awareness and be like, okay, you know what? I was a little extra. That right there was not necessary, right? That's growth. So when you notice that, when you're having a conversation with someone, right, you can advocate for yourself. You can say, hey, I should not have said that. So advocacy, and let me break this down. So advocacy is not just always saying the no, right? No, I can't come. No, I can't hang out with you today. No, I can't give you my money. No, I can't borrow my money. No, I can't watch your kids. No, I can't walk your dog. No, no, no. Self-advocacy, like someone mentioned, it's hard to do, right? But there's the other side of it that comes in and says, hey, I don't think I represented myself. Not the company, not your family, not your church, not your community. Remember, we're talking about self-advocacy, right? So I don't think that I represented myself right. Right? So you have to have that awareness. I don't think that this was the right thing for me to say. I don't think. Oh, straight up. I think I was a little extra. And that's not always easy to do. Like a lot of you have said in the chat, and a lot of you have agreed. It's not. No matter what angle of self advocacy that you look at, none of them are easy because most of them require either really calling yourself out, if you want to call it that, right? And putting yourself out there, right? So you're taking a risk. But can I break this to you? Newsflash, it's a healthy risk. Write that down. Self advocacy. What are the benefits of it? It brings about a risk that's healthy. Healthy risk. There's some risks we take that are not healthy. I mean, running down the block, chasing someone with a stick, it's an unhealthy risk because you might get laid out. I'm just saying, you might get punched out, something, right? You guys know I'm funny. F-bombs, don't play with me, right? Telling your supervisor off is not a good risk that you want to take. No. Nope. Like my mom always tells us, learn to bite your tongue, right? Learn to bite your tongue. I'm just saying, right? But really, I mean, seriously, guys, right? Speaking up for yourself, it's a healthy risk that you want to take, right? So let's look at self-advocacy more in depth, where we become aware of our actions and our behaviors. Aware. Now, so it's not just saying no, but it's the awareness, right? And that's a sign of growth. When you begin to check your own self, where nobody has to tell you, listen, little girl, your hot head, you need to cool down. You should not have approached it that way. Why did you have to say that? When no one has to say this to you anymore, but you can pull yourself aside and say, you know what? I was a little extra. I did not say this right. This was not necessary to say. Oh, you know what? Bye. Because sometimes self-advocacy is really just saying sometimes, bye. My thing, girl, bye. Really, because now you're saying, hey, this is something I am not going to engage in. Right? That's another one. Self-advocacy. Yes, sir. Self-advocacy does not always. I like that one. This is just a gem that just dropped right quick. Yo, self-advocacy does not always require words. It's not always verbal. Ding, ding, ding. Write that down because I need one of y'all to email me this. Self-advocacy produces what? Non-verbal behaviors. Non-verbal behaviors. Girl, bye. That's me advocating for myself, because that's me telling my grown self to not engage in the unhealthy reactions from people. You don't have to engage. And to be honest, y'all know me. I'm just gonna keep it 200, right? Is it I cut you or I walk away with my words? But the older I get, the more peaceful my life has become. Why? Take a guess. Because I choose not to engage. I think it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to be able to know that you're either right about something or you had a point, and to still close your mouth because you choose not to engage. Just let the person have their moment, right? Just you win. It's very difficult, but it takes a lot of maturity and a lot of wisdom to know how to do that. We're not perfect. I'll always throw that in. I mean, if you had to find a perfect person, or if I had to wait for some form of perfection, I would never come on here. And I'm so glad that I'm not perfect, because I think life would be so boring. Because what about the challenges, and what about the stories that you have to give, and what about you sitting down and reflecting on those times where you had difficult times, and you see how good God was and how He brought you out and all that stuff, and you can talk about, wow, like my sister and I, we talked about, geez, back in the days when we didn't have certain resources that we have now, the things that we were doing back then. I mean, we had faith like, yo, I'm like, I can't even say this because I'm the American girl. But I'm just saying, like, some of the things that we engaged in, great things right away, they took a lot of faith to be able to do them. And so when you think about, listen, those stories are awesome because that's what makes life exciting, right? And then you can really see things, like, especially if you're like a Bible person, like me, you know, you can really see some things come to life. You're like, wait, yo, so Moses was this, and what? Sarah was what? And Bathsheba was what? What about Deborah the prophetess? Like, wait, all those folks though. And then you begin to compare your life and you're like, wait, I'm not even that bad. And I'm busy condemning myself. Man, you got to give yourself a break. Do not help the enemy. Do not help people. Don't help them. Don't help people condemn you. Remember, you're advocating for you. If they would leave me alone, you're advocating for you. So, another point. What y'all doing in the chat over there? Having your own meetings? But tell yourself, hey, I am not going to condemn myself. And so every time that thought comes in of self-condemnation, you scratch that off. And you can verbalize it. You can say, scratch that off. Nope, I will not help the enemy. I will not help my haters. I will not help the naysayers. I will not help the backstabbers. I will not help those who step on my toes to get anywhere. I will not help any negativity. Like my girlfriend said, I don't need this negativity around me. I don't need, like, be careful what you say. You should be quick to say, I don't need this negativity around me. Like, for real. That's self-advocacy. That's self-advocacy. When you can begin to verbalize some things and put your own self in check, right? You can tell yourself. So it doesn't always require people. So it doesn't always require words, but it doesn't always require another person. What? Y'all know that was deep right there. Stop playing with me. It doesn't always require someone else. So we think that we have to have an opposition in front of us, right? We have to have an opposer. We got to have somebody to say no to. Nope. Sometimes you got to say no to yourself. Advocate for the good you, the best part of you, the best version of you, right? Taking your power. Someone said, just taking your power, taking it back. Because some of us have given up our power. Oh, yes, we have, in ways that we don't see. Some of you have lost your voice. Oh, yes, a lot of folks have lost their voice. You got to take that back. Take that back. take that back. I tell people, strong leaders are not necessarily loud. Most strong and effective leaders lead behind the scenes. But some of us have to be in the front line. Everybody can't be behind the scenes, so don't give me that cliche. And everybody cannot be in the front line, but you got to know where you got to be. And you can't be both places. Because God can use you simultaneously, right? He can use you here, he can use you there. Remember who he is. Right? So he can do that. But it's knowing who you are and whose you are and your position in him. So, right? There's a lot of folks who have had a lot of opportunities and have missed it because we think that we need a platform to get things done. You got to be able to silently counsel people, but you got to have some thick skin and a lot of love in your heart to be able to push people up and not be seen or heard for it. A lot of love in your heart, because it is going to take love to do that. Someone said, I'm the behind the scene personnel. Yeah, those folks get things done. Get things done. But mind you, God is so good that if you're faithful and you're just, behind the scene, people always get seen. Because you know why? Because God is so good and he knows that you guys are doing it out of your heart full of love and you really want to see people do better. And so he causes people to talk about you behind your back. I always say that to people. Listen, it's not what people say in front of you. It's what they say behind your back that matters. And I'm not talking about making up stories and the nonsense people got going on. They know the real deal. Oh, they know the real deal. They know. Because he said what's done in secret will come to light. So I look at this in both ways. You do bad things in secret, it's going to come out. You do good things, it's going to come out. Whatever you do is the same thing as the saying says, right? You reap what you sow what you reap. You reap what? Jeez, I'm tired. What is it, guys? You reap what you sow. You sow what you reap. You reap what you sow. That's okay. Someone said something, I'm trying to read it. Who has a curfew? Yeah. Don't give me accolade. I want to stay behind the scenes. All right. Bye. You want to stay behind the scenes, and that's okay. But it's not about the people giving the accolades, right? It's what God wants to do. I say, let him do what he wants to do. Let him do whatever the heck he wants to do. He's God. It's funny because, so I've always been this bold little girl. But for some reason, guys, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's this age thing. I know everybody's like, stop it. I'm not old. I'm older than I was. But I'm finding so much pleasure with the behind the scenes, though. It's fun. And you can see real results and you can see people's life change right before your eyes. I think that's priceless. I think that's priceless. So what on self-advocacy are you going to work on? Right? Let's recap. Let's recap. So self-advocacy entails taking risk, right? Remember we said that? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And we also said, what about the risk? They're healthy risk because you have to develop some courage to speak up for yourself. And you don't have to argue. You don't have to be boisterous. You don't have to. All you need to do is assert yourself when you speak for yourself, right? You just gotta assert yourself. So, we say that it doesn't necessarily require words, and that not engaging is all you need. So walk away or tell them bye. Girl, bye. We also said that self-advocacy does not always require another party or another individual, right? So we don't need someone to say no to. We don't need to speak up to someone, right? But we can speak up to ourselves. We can tell ourselves no. No, this is not good for you. Nope, you're not engaging in this. Nope. And you're going to walk away. Nope, don't speak that way to yourself. Nope, don't speak that way about yourself. All those sort of things. And so we're taking that which looks and appears to be healthy, but they're really unhealthy, and we're turning them around. Speaking up for oneself, self-advocacy. I hope you guys had a fun few minutes with me. I'm going to end it right here. We're going to wrap it up right here. Your girl is big on the self-care. She is going to advocate for herself tonight. I'm going to tell you guys, no. I am not going to be on any longer. I am going to go night-night. I really appreciate you guys coming on. It means so much to me. Don't forget to subscribe. Have your friends, families, neighbors, frenemies, pets, uncles, whoever, to subscribe. It really helps. We got to get to 1K really quick. And, share the videos, share prior videos. There are tons of videos that you need to go take a look at. Do that. There are also a couple of new blogs that are out, particularly one on mental health, because we know May was the month of mental health awareness. So you may want to read that. Check the website. The link is in the bio, the about on the YouTube channel. If you go to IG, link is still in the bio. CurlyJSpeaks.com is the official website. Again, thank you for putting the thumbs up. Don't forget to do that also. And these comments, you can only see them when someone views the video. So if you go back, when this ends, you can hit thumbs up on the video and leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, say you do. If you did not, please say you do. We don't have time for negativity. So good night. But from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate your support. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your time and your energy. I really do hope that these gems that are being dropped into my spirit and given to you, that they're valuable and helpful to your life. Don't forget to share the information with somebody else. Don't keep it all to yourself. And I will see you on next Thursday. I promise things are going to get better on the channel. It will. I know it will. I promise you it will. Just give your girl a little bit of time. Okay, we're trying to get through the school year. We got to make sure those grades are up. We got to make sure we're making sure we get the babies where they need to be. Okay, so I love you all. Please continue to be safe. Okay, be safe and be wise. May the Lord's presence go with you. May his countenance shine upon you and give you his peace. Love you all. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. End the stream. Good night. Say good night to each other. Good night, friends. Love you guys.